wrestling fans of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of the MainLine at Linwood Wrestling Legends. As always, we are coming to you live and direct from an abandoned warehouse in Linwood. So if you love wrestling as much as we do here at Linwood Wrestling Legends, then you just gotta hop on that MainLine. As always, I'm your faithful host and color commentator, John. After the big exciting PLE we had last week, we are once again back on the MainLine. But the excitement does not stop there. We have got an absolutely stacked card for you tonight, including the Women's Championship on the line. So let's go ringside right now and check it out. Oh wow, Las Gatas Callejeras have become a trio. I must have missed that memo. Let's see what the new member has to say for herself. Was? So we're talking past tense? Oh, this is gonna be spicy. It's a tale of many a struggling wrestler, a tale as old as time. For what it's worth, we here at Linwood Wrestling Legends fully support the legalization of catnip. Whoa, shut the front door. Catalina and Tabitha are apparently not as wholesome as we once thought. If this is true, then quite frankly, I am appalled. Although, let's be honest, high fives to Benito. But I suppose that would explain how we managed to get such a talented tag team. I always thought there was something going on, but who knew? This is some very, very spicy drama indeed. Oh god, it is true. This does not paint Catalina and Tabitha in a good light, but once again, high fives to Benito. There is a very obvious joke there, but I am not going to make it. According to the Detroit original Yo-Yo Brown, the headlock was invented in 1961 by the Detroit original Yo-Yo Brown. And that escalated quickly. But I think we're going to get a really good match out of this. And I, for one, would love to see a movie about an incarcerated luchador on a path of revenge. Make it happen, Hollywood. Oh, no, you didn't. But to be fair, that one was just hanging out there right for the taking, and it would have been a crime not to make it. But folks, we are going to see another 2-on-1 handicap match later this evening. First match of the card, and we are going straight for the jugular. After defeating her biggest rival, the leopard woman Grace Mutibo, at the Mystery Box PLE last week, it's onwards and upwards for the blue bomber Whitney Olivier. She's looking to climb all the way to the top, but the first stop along the way, the prototype, Nikita Kalishnikov. Both of these wrestlers have some impressive technical skills, so this is going to be a real wrestling fans wrestling match. Let's go ringside right now and check it out. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Pokrovskaya, Siberia in Russia, she is the prototype, Nikita Kalishnikov. Alright folks, once again the prototype is all healed up and back from the panel beaters with an appetite for destruction, and possibly borscht, whatever it may be that robots and or Russians eat. If Bender from Futurama taught me anything, it's that robots usually subsist on a diet of cigarettes and booze. The booze I can kinda see. I mean, she does come from that part of the world affectionately known as the vodka belt. But it only just occurred to me that I have never seen Nikita Kalishnikov ingest any kind of foods or liquids, which just gives further credence to the idea that she may in fact be a robot. I also saw a USB cable dangling from her pocket the other week, which is pretty damning. And her opponent, from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada, she is the Blue Bomber. She is Whitney Olivier. The Blue Bomber is flying high once again. If you didn't see last week's Mystery Box PLE, why the hell not? After over a year of animosity and bad blood, the Blue Bomber scored a victory over her rival, the Leopard woman Grace Mutibo, thus squashing over a year of beef. With all that stuff in the rear view, from here on out you could say that the sky is the limit for the Blue Bomber. Well, you could say that if you really wanted to make a bad pun. Actually, come to think of it, that's really more of a bad dad joke than it is a bad pun. Either way, I like to think we're a little more clever than that around here. The important thing is that Whitney Olivier's career has turned the corner, and she is looking to push forward with all that momentum. But to do that, she'll have to beat somebody who may be a literal robot. It's just another day at the office at Linwood Wrestling Legends. Referee Chad Remington rings the bell, and the Blue Bomber is treating this like another day at the office. A surge in confidence after a victory like last week is all well and good, but best not to get complacent, and we are starting things off with a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. And folks, you know what other creatures don't ingest traditional foods and beverages? Vampires and supermodels. Blue Bomber sealing the deal with a sweet dropkick. She is all revved up and ready to go. The prototype is back on her feet, and I think we can rule out supermodel, because most supermodels are much taller. The vampire is not out of the question. After all, she is incredibly pale, and there's only so much of that you can attribute to her being Russian. But Whitney Olivier is rushing into this melee and looking to assert dominance. See what I did there? Alright folks, sometimes I have a little bit too much fun with this soundboard, but I promise I'll behave myself. Into the corner goes the prototype. In comes the Blue Bomber. Whitney Olivier running the ropes like an absolute pro and laying her out with a shotgun dropkick. And we are starting in again with the verbal abuse. But in the history of professional wrestling, there have only been 3 or 4 matches that have been won with verbal abuse, so she's gonna have to bring a little more than that. Thankfully, the Blue Bomber did come prepared. What we're seeing here is a wrestler who actually bothered to show up for training and learn the fundamentals. We got the prototype giving her the slip, and the rest of you could learn a thing or two from Whitney Olivier, because we have been seeing some pretty sloppy fundamentals lately. Prototype dragging her opponent by the scruff of the neck, and we are on the ropes. 1, 2, and 3 elbows to the back. Down she goes. Kalishnikov looking to get that early pin, and can she do it? 1, 2, kick out after the 2. It's hard to tell at this stage if our wrestlers have sufficiently recovered from last week's PLE, but I suppose we'll figure it out one way or another if they get seriously injured. If any of them do get horrifically injured from not resting enough after last week's PLE, well, that's just something to bear in mind for the next PLE. And we are going coast to coast and post to post, and Whitney Olivier dumping her with a bulldog. We are seeing some damn good fundamentals here. And I gotta say, as a wrestling fan, that is absolutely refreshing. Good fundamentals may not be as exciting as a moonsault, but you neglect them at your peril, and we are gonna see an avalanche. We are seeing some stellar work here. Whitney Olivier knows exactly what she's gonna do to pull it off, and she is doing it with gusto. Look at that! That was beautiful. Yo, roll that one back, Ernie. And just look at this avalanche. We are seeing absolutely no wasted motion here. The Blue Bomber knows exactly what she's got to do to pull this one off, and she does it to perfection. I would almost say that was a picture-perfect avalanche. And thankfully, this Linwood crowd seems to have recovered nicely after last week's PLE, because they are rude and lick it up once again. It's a sound you just absolutely love to hear. Look at that tornado DDT. The Blue Bomber is somewhere between a powerhouse and a really technical wrestler. She has got a lot of options at her disposal. And while you watching this have a lot of options at your disposal for entertainment, you have wisely chosen to watch this show, and I salute you. Prototype going for the armbar, but can she make her tap or snap? Whitney Olivier powering back with a knee to the head. So far, these two competitors are pretty evenly matched, and they are giving as good as they are getting. Into the ropes goes the Prototype. Look at that tilt-a-whirl arm drag. Very acrobatic. Laid out with a shotgun dropkick, but the Prototype is about to get overclocked. Combat protocols have officially been engaged. She is officially coming for the Blue Bomber's boots, clothes, and motorcycle. And if you don't get that one, what the hell are they even teaching you kids about cinema these days? We got the Blue Bomber facing backwards at the top of the ring post, but she is not staying there. Whitney Olivier going off the springboard and sticking that tornado DDT. We officially have first blood, or possibly motor oil or hydraulic fluid. We just don't know at this stage. Blue Bomber running the ropes and missing the mark with that senton. Nobody home. Stiff headbutt from the Prototype. And while we're on the subject, we should take some of our underperforming wrestlers, force them to sit backwards at the top of the ring posts and wear a dunce hat. That'll teach them to shirk the fundamentals, and we got a rope-assisted stomp. But man, how weird would that be if you went to a wrestling show and there was a wrestler on the top of every ring post facing outwards wearing a dunce cap? I'd feel like I just walked into some kind of freaky art exhibition. And we are seeing a lot of motor oil and or hydraulic fluid leaking from the Prototype's face. But then again, if we started doing that, hopefully our wrestlers would be a little more diligent when it came to turning up for training. I don't want to name any names, but so far the only way to get our wrestlers to consistently show up is tell them it's taco day at the cafeteria. Blue Bomber hitting that fisherman suplex. Then again, our wrestlers are going to get suspicious if every day is taco day at the cafeteria. Here it comes, folks. 1, 2, and 3. Triple powerbomb salvo. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Kick out just on the 2. Prototype rolling to safety, and this one is going to the cardboard. Blue Bomber in hot pursuit, and we got the slip. And boom goes the Blue Thunderbomb. I gotta say, I'm already missing that fancy cardboard we had at the PLE. And we are going back in the ring and back on the rails. The only thing worse than a ground and pound is a ground and pound to the back of the head. Well, there's probably worse places you can get grounded and pounded, but you gotta admit, the back of the head is a pretty nasty place. Kalishnikov firing back with a salvo of strikes. And we got a hip toss. And just because it's World Cup season, there goes a soccer kick to the back. And as somebody who's not a sports fan, that is all the soccer-related material I have for the moment. Prototype running in, and we're about to see something else soccer-related. We got a backflip into a Pele kick. That was truly amazing. Let's take another look at that one. Pele was indeed a Brazilian soccer player, and he did kicks like this. I don't know if he did backflips, but he did kicks like that. And that is all I can say with absolute certainty. Prototype on the middle rope, and we are about to get a 2-for-1 special. Boom! Look at that Velovka elbow. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Kick out after the 2, but let's see that elbow again. The Velovka elbow drop is another one of the Prototype's sweet tricks. And how snazzy is that? It's going to take a little more than that to break the back of the Blue Bomber. So let's see if Kalishnikov has got it in her. Looking to make something happen off the slingshot, and boom goes the clothesline. Posting up off the middle rope, and what she got for us this time? Blue Bomber getting back to her feet. Dropkick misses the mark. Nobody home. Blue Bomber with the reversal into a suplex. And just apropos of nothing, folks, I would like to take the time to plug my new channel, John the Commentator. I'll drop a link in the description, so go check it out, because it's even wackier than this. Long story short, this wrestling color commentary doesn't pay a hell of a lot. So sometimes your homeboy John the commentator has to take a side gig or two. Or maybe even go on some kind of magical adventure. We got the whip into the barricade. And if you have a deep spiritual need to see things getting power washed while yours truly does color commentary, you are in for a treat. Suplex right into the barricade. Now that one is gonna leave a mark. And if you want to leave your mark on this video, why not drop a comment below? If you do that, everybody will know you watched this video, and that way it'll be easy to prove it to the cops should you need an alibi. Nobody wants a count out, so the prototype better rattle her dags, as we say in New Zealand. The prototype has reset and we are going back on the rails. A little collar and elbow and the blue bomber hits that knee to the gut. We got a kick back from the prototype. Whitney Olivier clapping back with a salvo of strikes, and into the corner goes the prototype. And folks, we have seen this one before, and it is always impressive. Blue Bomber getting the run up through the ropes, and boom goes the sliding tornado DDT. Run it back, Ernie. As I've said before, folks, there is a whole lot that has to come together for this move to work. But somehow, someway, the Blue Bomber manages to stick the landing every time. And as much as I am enjoying this match, ladies, please stay the hell away from my desk. Last week it got absolutely trashed at our PLE. Thank you very much, Miss Venice Beach. No. Oh. Hey, not cool, guys. Prototype looking to reassert herself, and my god, just look at all that motor oil and hydraulic fluid. At least that's what I think is leaking from the prototype. We're still waiting to hear back from the lab. I am truly amazed the prototype has any wherewithal left, but the Blue Bomber is not finished with her opponent and she is going topside. Boom goes the diving DDT. Once again, we've got the count reset and a little more of a grace period. Oh, no, what are you doing, Whitney? There is absolutely nothing dope or lit about what you are doing right now. Do the kids still use those expressions? Dope? Lit? I am a middle-aged bum who lives under a rock, so I have no idea. Prototype getting a second wind, and she is not down and out just yet. But my god, look at those bruises and welts. Blue Bomber going for the hammerlock and twisting that arm for all it's worth. Boom, down she goes. And good gravy, we are seeing a lot of blood stains all over the cardboard and the ring mat. Whitney Olivier going for a bit of a jog, but managing to avoid the worst of the steel stairs, somehow defying the laws of physics. But if we stopped the show every time the laws of physics got defied, well, we wouldn't have much of a show now, would we? Sometimes it's best just not to question the magic of pro wrestling. And the Blue Bomber saw that one coming a mile away. And we got a counter within a counter. And another counter. And a backdrop suplex. When you get two wrestlers with the technical skill these two have, you are going to see a lot of counters within reversals. That right there is just the nature of the beast. Prototype looking for safety in the corner. I really hope our staff veterinarian has enough paper towels for all this blood. And we are gonna see it, folks. One barbitchka. Two barbitchkas. And three barbitchkas. That was the barbitchka roll. Can she get the pin? One. And how the hell do you kick out of that? Let's take another look at that sweet barbitchka roll. If any wrestling promotion out there can promise you more barbitchkas per match than us, then they are probably bare-assed liars. And if they actually can promise you more barbitchkas per match, then you better believe we are gonna sue. And how many soccer kicks to the back does it take to turn a spine to jelly? We may soon find out. Round and round we go, and we got another whip into the corner. Kalishnikov going for the scoop slam, but the Blue Bomber gives her the slip. And we got a reversal into a tornado DDT. That was some sweet technical mastery right there. It's not looking like there's a lot of tread left on the prototype's tires. Surely the Blue Bomber will be wanting to bring this one home ASAP. But Kalishnikov is not going down easy. She is going to make her opponent fight for that victory tooth and nail. Those kids these days, they just love being whipped into turnbuckles. And we are about to see an avalanche. Is the prototype even conscious at this point? We got the Hurricane Rana. Nikita Kalishnikov looking like she's gone into standby mode, but there is still a little life left. We are going back into that corner, and it looks like we will see another avalanche. She has just given them away today. Or not. If we could actually agree on a design for a round ring, we wouldn't be having all these corner shenanigans, but we are not quite there as a promotion yet. And we got a backbreaker. But is that one going to be enough to break all the hydraulics in Nikita Kalishnikov's spine? And another drive into the corner. The Blue Bomber is determined to get another avalanche come hell or high water. Instead, she's finding herself shunted straight into the turnbuckle. And boom! Shoulder to the ring post. Down she goes. Prototype looking to get a run up. And she is blowing a kiss. The same way a mob boss does when he says it'd be a shame if something happened to your restaurant. The Blue Bomber is looking to counter back. And referee Chad Remington takes a little collateral damage. The Blue Bomber seems to have some kind of deep need to make this avalanche work. And folks, I think we're about to see something truly amazing. There is something palpable in the air right now, and boom, we got the avalanche, and oh my god, what is happening? Falcon Arrow! I have never seen the Blue Bomber do that. We have to see that again. An avalanche suplex into a Falcon Arrow? This is revolutionary stuff. I have never seen the Blue Bomber do this. And that is going to be good night, Irene. Can she get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Whitney Olivier takes the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. All I gotta say about that match is good goddamn. We wanted to open with a hot one and we got an absolute scorcher. We had two very evenly matched wrestlers, and there were many times during this match where it could have gone either way. But at this point in time, Whitney Olivier is riding high on the momentum from her last victory. But folks, I gotta say, this kind of reminds me of the Lennox Lewis-Vitaly Klitschko fight. After seeing that, the first question on everybody's mind is, oh my god, that was amazing, when do we get the rematch? Because a match like this absolutely deserves a rematch. And you never know, maybe next time it could go Kalishnikov's way. But for now, the Blue Bomber is flying high. Congratulations to the Blue Bomber, Whitney Olivier, for this amazing victory. Folks, it's a hell of a thing when you see a wrestler break their losing streak, get a surge of momentum, and completely turn the ship around. But folks, we just saw exactly that big time, and we are going to be seeing big things from Whitney Olivier in the days to come. After winning the Mystery Box at last week's PLE, the hard booze and hardcore legend Linwood Knight is riding high. We still have no idea what the Mystery Box contains, let alone if and when Linwood Knight plans to open it, but he wants everybody to know that he has it. But will Linwood Knight's possession of the Mystery Box be enough to give him the confidence to prevail over tonight's opponent, the Detroit original Yo-Yo Brown? Let's go ringside right now and see which way this one shakes out. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing Broforce 1 and accompanied by his manager Corey 312. From Linwood, Christchurch, right here in Aotearoa, he is the hard-boozing, hardcore legend. He is the sexiest man in the room, and he is the cockroach of professional wrestling. Linwood Knight! There is a real irony here, folks. All the times I've complained about Linwood Knight taking his sweet time to the ring, and now the one evening where there's a lot to unpack. But oh yes, we will get to it. And his opponent, from Detroit, Michigan in the United States, he is the Detroit original, Yo-Yo Brown. And while we're patiently waiting for the Detroit original to make his way to the ring, let's talk about Linwood Knight. Or more to the point, his new scumbag manager and their new faction, Broforce 1. There was me thinking we'd seen the last of Corey 312, but I guess he's been sucking up to Linwood Knight. The hard booze and hardcore legend is still riding high after winning the mystery box last week. And my god, I just really hope he hasn't sold that mystery box to Corey 312 for a little drinking money, although that wouldn't be out of the question. We still have no idea what could be in the mystery box, but one thing's for sure, we do not want it in the hands of an obnoxious social media quote-unquote influencer. Depending on the contents of that box, its effects on this promotion could possibly be catastrophic. Let's just hope it's something really rubbish like another Minotaur and Cyclops match. We're never gonna live that one down. Referee Tom Herb rings the bell and in comes Linwood Knight hitting Yo-Yo Brown with the Bulldog. We haven't seen much of referee Tom Herb lately, and to be honest, I was kind of enjoying it. Yo-Yo Brown trying to fight back, but Linwood Knight gets him with a rake to the eyes. We're seeing a little collar and elbow, and Yo-Yo Brown hits him with a knee to the gut and a salvo of punches. The Detroit original does not care who his manager is or how many mystery boxes he has. Yo-Yo grabbing him by the scruff of the neck, and up and over the ropes he goes onto the cardboard. Did I mention yet how much I missed that fancy cardboard we had last week at the Mystery Box PLE? It's a shame we had to give it to that breakdancing crew, but hopefully they'll do some good with it. Yo-Yo Brown letting his fists do the talking, and we got a backbreaker. And speaking of breakdancing, the Detroit original can still pop and lock with the best of them. At least that's what he thinks. And that, folks, is what happens if you take your eye off the ball. As much as I hate to admit it, sometimes the Detroit original can be an endless source of entertainment. Some wrestlers go in for verbal abuse, but Yo-Yo Brown seeks to humiliate his opponents through sweet dance moves. Linwood Knight hitting another Bulldog, and that move is working out for him. That move, however, did not. Yo-Yo Brown hitting that window of opportunity, and hitting him with the back body suplex. He is strutting the ring like cock of the walk. In the mind of the Detroit original, he should have been the one to take the mystery box, and he is taking out all his frustrations on Linwood Knight. And what better way to do that than with a move he claims to have invented, the headlock. Yo-Yo Brown having a senior moment and posting up on the middle rope on the opposite side of the ring, and Linwood Knight goes out of the ring. We are taking this one to the cardboard, and as always, boys, stay away from my desk. I don't know what the appeal is with you wrestlers. You never seem to throw... No, Yo-Yo... Oh! Not cool. That one really hurt. Sure, I'm safely under the desk, and I'm protected by some of Todd's minions there, but this wrestling color commentary is risky business. I would be a hell of a lot safer if I was just filming wildlife documentaries like Ernie the cameraman always wanted to do. Linwood Knight taking the boots to Yo-Yo Brown and trapping him in the corner. Can he get the pin? One! And a kick out just after the one. And just what is Linwood Knight's weasel of a manager, Corey 312, up to? If I had to guess, he's probably trying to scam some of the children in the audience into buying cryptocurrency. Linwood Knight going off the slingshot, but Yo-Yo Brown's got the catch. That fancy new pair of clean underpants won't help the hard booze and hardcore legend, but he is going for the cradle. Up and over the shoulder and into the ropes. And if I'm being honest, this is probably the only time I've actually seen Linwood Knight wearing clean underpants. Let's just see how long these ones stay clean. Linwood Knight going for another attack off the slingshot, but he is not having any luck. Yo-Yo Brown going for the arm wrench, and the hard booze and hardcore legend is getting twisted like a pretzel, but nobody home with that fist drop. And speaking of getting twisted like a pretzel, Yo-Yo Brown gets bent backwards, takes a few knees, and gets stuck with a reverse DDT. And speaking of pretzels, I totally get pretzels, but does anybody out there actually like bagels? And can he get the pin? 1. Kick out after the 1. No luck this time around, but we got this inebriated crowd saying Linwood Night, yeah! And folks, I have a theory, so bear with me. We got the whip into the ropes, a drop toe hold, and we have first blood. And now we've got a pull cue in the ring. But as I was saying, I suspect that all the bagels that exist today were made in 1957, and they just keep recirculating the same ones that don't sell. Up goes Yo-Yo Brown and straight down into an atomic drop. The next time you come across a pack of bagels in the supermarket, think about that one, 1957. Folks, I think we may see an avalanche, and I am always down for an avalanche. Up we go, and whoever did that tattoo on Linwood Night must have been taking the piss. But you know the drill by now, folks. Every good boy does fine, and every good avalanche deserves a replay. And if Linwood Night was looking to get a Bon Jovi tattoo, whoever did that Bum Jovi tattoo really took him for a ride. Then again, he probably did that one himself. We've got an exposed turnbuckle from the hard booze and hardcore legend, and mark my words, no good will come of that. We are already seeing a lot of blood from both wrestlers. We have been seeing a lot more blood all around at this promotion, and I'm not sure why, but this inebriated Linwood crowd wouldn't have it any other way. I think we're about to see just a little more carnage, and we got the whip into the exposed turn. Oh, for God's sakes. There was me thinking we'd given them a warning about that, but apparently this is what the crowd expects from Linwood Night. I can only imagine the kind of hate mail we would get if we tried to water... Good gravy! Another whip into the exposed turnbuckle. Oh, for God's sakes, not another one of those. But if I'm being honest, folks, there is something strangely hypnotic about that. I'm not proud of it, but there it is. We got some collar and elbow, and Linwood Night counters into a spinning power slam. I think we're about to see a third whip into the exposed turnbuckle, but we got a little ballet, and Linwood Night eats a little exposed turnbuckle. Turnabout is fair play in the wrestling business. Detroit original clotheslined into the turnbuckle. Oh, no, I don't want to see this. This isn't wrestling. Nobody needs to see this. Can we cut to something else, please? Oh, thank God it's over. And that right there is why nobody takes our promotion seriously. And do we really need the replay on that one, Ernie the cameraman? We all remember what happened, and there's no point reliving it. But apparently we are going there because Ernie needs material for his highlight reels. But is that disgraceful, disgusting display gonna be enough to get the pin? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Linwood Night takes the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. You know, last week we had a lovely PLE. I would go so far as to say that it was a real highlight both for this promotion and me as a color commentator. Fast forward a week later, and I am subjected to a match like this. The holiday is very much over, and we are back in the dregs. Some would say that's exactly where we belong, and after witnessing a disgusting display like that, I am finding it very, very difficult to argue the point. Congratulations to the hard booze and hardcore legend Linwood Night for this rather odious victory. As bad as this was, what really concerns me is the appearance of this new faction, Broforce 1. With the limitless funds of an obnoxious influencer like Corey312 behind them, there is no telling how badly Broforce 1 could upset this proverbial apple cart. Oh wow, here comes the godmother La Madrina, and she is wisely elected to keep that hairstyle she debuted last week. And I gotta say, it's really working for her. Let's see what she's got for us today. Aha! I knew this was gonna come back around sooner or later, and apparently that sooner or later is gonna be now. Oh wow, 600 bucks. That was pretty generous. And bang bang, shots fired. Folks, I think we may soon be seeing some more blonde on blonde violence. Oh no you didn't. And there's the riposte from the godmother. She is given as good as she is getting. But to be fair, it wasn't really Bloodthorn's fault that they didn't get over with the crowd. It's a crapshoot and sometimes it just never happens. But I am digging this. Let's not forget Skater has already beat Madrina once. And I really wish we did have a match where the objective was to make the other wrestler cry. But until then, a steel cage match will do perfectly fine, and we will see it next week. But if the Violator's mum wants to pay me 600 bucks not to show up and do commentary, I am open to offers. While I am glad that the Violator was rescued from the clutches of an evil cult last week, I just want to go on record as saying that bringing back the After Dark Express is a terrible, terrible idea. They were absolutely rubbish last year, but they are hoping with the management of the Violator's mum, they can turn things around. They are making their return tonight against the apex predators of our men's tag division, the Kalishnikov brothers, Nikolai and Grigory. So good luck with that. Let's go ringside right now and hope for the best. The following tag match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Rostov-on-Don, Siberia in Russia, Nikolai Kalishnikov and Grigory Kalishnikov are the Kalishnikov brothers. Now folks, I hate to call the match too early, but these two, Grigory and Nikolai, are the real deal. These two are both phenomenal athletes and skilled wrestlers. I don't want to speculate about what kind of gear they may or may not be on, but they are from that part of the world, so bear that in mind. I say all this because they are about to face two opponents in questionable shape with limited skills. This is just going to be another day at the beach for them. Then again, I have been surprised before, so never say never in the world of professional wrestling, folks. And their opponents, accompanied by their manager, the Violator's mum, from Linwood, Christchurch here in Aotearoa, Homeboy Loveshark and the Violator are the After Dark Express. Okay folks, I am just going to be really blunt, and I say this with all due respect to Homeboy Loveshark, who I consider a good friend. The After Dark Express were absolute rubbish last year, and bringing them back is a terrible idea. The only thing they had going for them was their previous manager, but he scarpered off as soon as he had the money to leave Linwood. But who knows, maybe the Violator's mum will steer them towards success. We already know she can throw down in the ring. Referee Chad Remington rings the bell, and once again we have a clean-shaven Violator. We officially have our lovable oaf back, and he is going to work with the grounded pound. If you didn't see last week's Mystery Box PLE, then why the hell not? Because you would have seen Homeboy Loveshark and the Violator's mum rescuing the Violator from the clutches of an evil cult. The Violator finding his groove, and we've got the military press. And he is raising the roof. And if the Violator shaved off his moustache, could somebody else not have shaved his back? That said, we still have no idea what either mystery box contains, and for all we know, shaving the Violator's back may be a booby prize. Violator using that momentum and driving Grigory straight into the ropes. Up and over he goes, and we got a two-pointer. Little something he learned from his good friend Homeboy Loveshark. Grigory is out of the ring and the Violator is revving up. Referee Chad Remington desperately trying to hold him back. But that levy's got to burst sometime, and Grigory is coming in with a flurry of strikes. And folks, I don't want to jinx it, but I think I've finally gotten the hang of saying Grigory's name. It's only taken me a month, but I got there in the end. Violator shooting back with a cheeky little slap across the face. The Violator's mom cannot be happy about this walloping he's getting from a Siberian powerhouse, but the Violator is turning the tables, and we got the tag to Homeboy Love Shark. And folks, I have serious reservations about throwing a divorced dad into the ring with these two Siberian supernovas. That is some straight up terrible booking on the part of our general manager Todd Sorensen, and we got the drive into the corner, but the tag is denied. This may be the After Dark Express's first match back, but Grigori is not going to put on the kid gloves. And would it not have made more sense to pit these two against Los Satanicos, given the Violator's fairly recent history with Sector Del Muerte? We got the weapons in the corner and the tag. We are going to see some teamwork. Up and over the shoulder goes Homeboy Love Shark. We got the assisted power slam straight into the match. Homeboy Love Shark paying the price for our general manager Todd Sorensen's terrible booking. Elbow drop from the middle rope, misses the mark, nobody home, and Love Shark hits him with the flapjack. And it's nothing but net for Homeboy Love Shark. We are starting to see a bit of a... Okay folks, I have just received an update. I am being fined for calling into question our general manager Todd Sorensen's garbage booking. Love Shark hitting that bear hug. And up and over the ropes he goes. And we got a delightful little sexy time dance. I never get tired of seeing that dance. I think I'm gonna make it the screensaver on my laptop. Nikolai coming back in and looking to even the score. Up and over the ropes he goes again, and a little mule kick puts the Violator in his place. Love Shark slipping the ring. Ooh, and we got the suplex into the apron. The Violator just standing there picking his nose while Love Shark does all the hard work. At least I could swear I saw him picking his nose. But then again, neither of these two have wrestled in a Oh, good gravy. Love Shark goes straight into the ring post, and that one had to hurt. Violator looking to get a little payback for his friend, but he is straight up getting clobbered. But I guess it's the thought that counts. We are seeing some I don't know why I'm finding this funny. Love Shark coming in with a flapjack. And as I was saying, we are seeing some absolutely god-awful wrestling from the After Dark Express. We just sent the boys in Bloodthorn back to developmental because they were a little green around the gills. So you've got to wonder, how the hell did the After Dark Express fill their spot? And speaking of developmental, just look at some of the wrestlers that matriculate to the main roster, and you can imagine how remedial our developmental is. We got the tag to the Violator. Nikolai getting the whip from the corner. Violator running the ropes, and we got the big boot, and Love Shark spins around into a sidewalk slam. That one was actually pretty decent, boys, so let's see it again. Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn from time to time, and even these two can have a rare flash of brilliance. But can they follow it up and take the victory? Violator firing away with the stiff shots. He is going for the Violator Claw. That is a lot of pressure right there from a whole lot of Violator. And can he take the pin? One. Kick out after the one. And by now, I'm sure you've all heard the story about how the Violator once ripped a guy's spine out through his throat using that move at a show at Timaru. Thankfully, the wrestler's family didn't feel like pressing charges, and the cops didn't feel like doing the paperwork, so we got a pass. Violator looking to make that ground and pound work for him again. And speaking of pounds, the Violator is over 300 kilos. Learn the metric system, people. Grigori picking up the hot tag, and in he comes. Violator knocking him down with a clothesline. We have seen this look in his eye before, and he is going for the Violator Claw Slam. But not if Grigori has anything to say about that. And we got another Kalishnikov special. Can he get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, nearly had it, but Love Shark broke it up. Let's see that Kalishnikov special again. I have seen the Kalishnikov special being done by various Kalishnikovs hundreds of times. And thanks to the magic of replays, so will you. It's hard to say which Kalishnikov does it best because they all do it so well. While the ones that Yuri and Nikita do have a lot of power behind them, there's a lot to be said for the economy of motion and the ones these brothers do. We got the whip into the corner. The Violator is looking staggered. Face first into the turnbuckle and we have first blood. And we got the tag to Nikolai. Folks, I think we're gonna see it. Up he goes. And boom! That was a Trans-Siberian Express. Can he get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Kalishnikov brothers take the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. As far as comeback matches go, this was absolutely god-awful for the After Dark Express. And I say that with all due respect to my friend Homeboy Love Shark. And as I've said to Homeboy Love Shark many times, it's not too late for you to step away from the ring and join me on commentary. Unfortunately, as a divorced dad, Love Shark desperately wants his kids to think he's cool. So he puts himself in situations like the one you just saw. Some may find that admirable, but I personally think Love Shark would be much better if he just gave his kids an iPad and joined me on commentary. They will absolutely think he's cool if they get iPads. Congratulations to Nikolai and Grigory Kalishnikov on a victory I can only describe as an absolute day at the beach. The After Dark Express is gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But as for the brothers, I think I speak for us all when I say I am yearning to see them face some stiff competition. As it stands, these two are the apex predators of the men's tag division, and the championship can't be that far away. We have borne witness to some shocking and disturbing revelations tonight about Las Gatas Callejeras. After a brutal betrayal and 5 years in a Mexican prison, original Las Gatas Callejeras founding member Felicia has come to Linwood looking for payback against her former friends. But did her incarceration cause her ring skills to rust? Or did all that time in lockdown make her even more lethal? She is about to square off against both members of Las Gatas Callejeras. So let's go ringside right now and see this literal cat fight unfold. The following 1 vs 2 handicap tag match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Guadalajara, Mexico, she is a founding member of Las Gatas Callejeras. She is Felicia. And just look at Felicia go. She is all hopped up on catnip or something or other. Although this is the first time we've seen Felicia in the ring, I can absolutely guarantee one thing. We are going to see a whole lot of high-flying goodness tonight. And given what we now know about Catalina and Tabitha, I wouldn't be surprised if this Linwood crowd is absolutely on Felicia's side. But then again, Linwood Knight is openly a scumbag and this crowd loves him for it. You never can tell. And her opponents, from Guadalajara, Mexico, Catalina and Tabitha are Las Gatas Callejeras. I have so many mixed emotions right now, folks. On the one hand, I have been one of Las Gatas Callejeras' biggest fans for a long time. But on the other, I am absolutely appalled to hear of Catalina and Tabitha's behavior. But once again, high fives to Benito if he's watching this. Catalina and Tabitha are claiming that Felicia was holding them back as a team, and I guess we're about to see whether that's true. But I guess the big question is, has Felicia managed to keep her claws sharp despite 5 years in La Prisión? We are about to see a literal cat fight, and folks, this one was not on my bingo card when I woke up this morning. But you know what else is true? My love for you, ooh. We just hit 500 subscribers and I want to thank each and every one of you wonderful people for making that happen. And that's enough about wonderful people, so let's get back to these two scumbags. Can girls be scumbags? If they can, I don't want to be sexist by not calling them scumbags just because they're girls. Referee Zekajahira Maya Best Jones rings the bell and Felicia comes running in with the dropkick. She is looking to make a statement, and she just made one hell of a statement with that stiff knee to Catalina's face. I never thought I would refer to the members of Las Gatas Callejeras as scumbags, but then again, I never thought I would enjoy the music of Duran Duran. It's a funny old world. Catalina going for the muffler stretch and trying to make her snap or tap. Felicia powering out, and we got a kick to the face. Felicia back on her feet and going for another wheelbarrow Hurricane Rana. It's still way too early in this match, but I gotta say, Felicia can absolutely hang with the other two members, and we got first blood already. There is nothing pretty about this cat fight, and the claws are out. Now folks, I am no catologist, but we've got the black and white tuxedo cat, the grey tabby, and the orange cat. What other permutations could there possibly be? Felicia looking to take some pot shots at Tabitha, but Tabitha's got her number. I'm pretty sure I saw a solid black cat the other day, but for all I know, that could have been a black and white tuxedo cat and I just didn't see his tummy. If I am correct and there are only 3 permutations of cat, they are all being represented tonight. We got the step up Enziguri, sending her out of the ring. Running the ropes, and we got the Hurricane Runner. Damn, that was cool. Let's see that again. We are seeing some amazing Lucha Libre skills on display. And as somebody who's been really enjoying AAA lately, I approve. And from the sounds of it, so does this Linwood crowd. We got a little bit of ballet and Felicia is going back in the ring. And folks, have you ever wondered, why is it with dogs you get everything from Pomeranians to Great Danes, yet all cats are relatively the same size? And we got the tag to Tabitha. It's questions like that that keep me up at night. And why are there no cat breeders out there trying to breed a larger or smaller cat? I mean, I'm not asking for anything unreasonable like a cat the size of a lion, but if I could get a cat the size of my fox terrier Jasco, that would make him and me very happy. And we got the tag to Catalina. We got the whip. Up into the fireman's carry, and we got a roll through. And look at that somersault. And oh my god, there's more. We got a moonsault. That was fantastic teamwork. Let's see that again. Say what you will about these scumbags or scumbagettes. They have the kind of teamwork and cohesion that I only ever see from my beloved Motor City Machine Guns. And I am amazed that I have gone more than one tag match without referencing the Motor City Machine Guns. So we are officially back on track. We got the whip into the corner. There goes the tag, and we're going to see some more teamwork. We got the pump kick from Tabitha, the knee from Catalina, and an assisted somersault splash from Catalina. Once again, we are seeing absolutely stellar teamwork from Las Gatas Callejeras. Tabitha going for the pin, and can she pull it off? We got the 1, and a kick out after the 1. No matter how good Felicia may be, she has got her work cut out for her dealing with a team like these two. We got a bit of a run-up and Felicia gives her the slip. One thing that is in Felicia's favor, she knows all her opponent's tricks, and apparently she's the one that taught them to them. Felicia going topside, and we are going low down. This is already one hell of a debut for Felicia. I don't know if they had a wrestling ring in the jail she was in, but we are not seeing any rust whatsoever. 3 swipes of the claw and you're out. Whipping the dropkick, nobody home. We got a little collar and elbow, bit of ballet, and a Hurricane Rana courtesy of Tabitha. There goes the tag to Catalina. Catalina taking her time, looking to make something happen off the springboard, and we got the moonsault, but Felicia gets the knees up. We got another wheelbarrow Hurricane Rana. Up goes the dropkick, and Catalina bends over at a very uncomfortable angle. And what do we got here? Standing moonsault with a walkthrough and a delightful backflip. Roll it back, Ernie. And I gotta say, this one is much better than the standing moonsault Kimberly Sullivan does. But that's neither here nor there. Is that going to be enough for the pin? Not even a 1 count, and Tabitha comes to break it up. And gets head-butted off the apron for her troubles. 1! And a kick out after the 1. And as I said many moons ago, if I ran this promotion, tag teams would only be able to break up a pin once per match. So you'd have to be very selective about when you did it. But while our general manager Todd Sorensen is more than happy to steal my ideas, that one has not been among them. We're getting a bit of back and forth happening, and these cats have got their claws out. Lovely little backflip, but it doesn't find the mark. We got the hip bump. Round and round we go into a swinging neck breaker. Felicia may have shown them the ropes, but Catalina and Tabitha have come a long way since then. Into the corner goes Felicia, and we got the tag. Catalina pinning her with the choke. We got a little ballet. There goes the body splash. We got the whip into a clothesline. Let's see that again. I am a sucker for good old-fashioned teamwork, and we are seeing some amazing teamwork on display tonight. Felicia may have taught them the moves, but they figured out that teamwork all on their own. At least to the best of my knowledge. Who knows? Maybe there's another luchadora out there they ripped off and sent to jail. And we got the tilt-a-whirl arm drag from Tabitha. Look at that sweet barrel roll. We are seeing second blood. We got the whip, and Tabitha goes for a merry little jog. Down goes the elbow drop. And I have just received a message from Ernie the cameraman. Let's take a look. Lions and tigers are cats too. So what you said about there being no big cats is absolute rubbish, you idiot. Oh, this ain't over, Ernie. This ain't over by a long shot. Don't you dare sass me. And here's another one. There are more than 3 types of house cat, you imbecile. Oh, we are going to talk about this later, Ernie the cameraman. But don't you dare correct me on any more animal-related facts. Tabitha going topside. Boom! That was the bola de cuero, or ball of string. 1, 2. Let's see that one again. Once again, folks, I am no catologist. But a lot of cats love playing with a ball of string, as this bola de cuero illustrates. And speaking of illustrations, whichever one of you doodled that unflattering cartoon of me in the men's room, you've got until the end of the show to clean it off or cover it up with a poster. I don't know which one of you did it, but I have way too much time on my hands, and I will find out, and then you're gonna be sorry. Tabitha coming in from behind, and we got a Frankensteiner. 1. Kick out after the 1. And there you have it, folks. This is where we are at as a promotion. Our wrestlers are doodling all over the men's room wall, and that's why nobody takes this promotion seriously. We got the whip into the corner. Another tag to Tabitha. And it looks like we will be seeing another one of these. And I, for one, am not gonna grumble. But here's something I will grumble about. Why did the cartoonist have to draw my ass like that? I assure you it is not that size and it is not that shape. And now I realize I have just created a bit of a Streisand effect. All the people who haven't seen the cartoon are now going to want to see it for themselves, so bang up job there, John. Tabitha's got her by the scruff of the neck, and my God, I can feel that one from here. And we got a tag to Catalina. The kitty cats are revving up for something big. We got the double arm wringer. Up she goes, and boom, down she goes. Not every cat lands on their feet. And let's just hope that Felicia has a few more lives in her pocket. Like a true feline predator, Tabitha is silently stalking her prey from the outside. Catalina, on the other hand, is thinking big, and look at the size of that crossbody. We got a reset on the count, and this kitty cat leaps to her feet. This Linwood crowd does not seem to be bothered by what we now know about Catalina and Tabitha, and they are cheering them on regardless. And we are going back in the ring and back. And like a true cat, she doesn't know whether she wants to be in or out. Rolling senton misses the mark. And as another famous Mexican once said, swiper, no swiping. Catalina gets the counter and we get the Spanish fly. It's a move that's banned in some promotions, but our wrestlers are big boys and girls, so if they get hurt, it's their own damn fault. Felicia laid up in the corner, and the tag is denied. Dropkick misses the mark, and we got a little collar and elbow. Into the fireman's carry she goes. We got the heave, and straight into the turnbuckle she goes. And we got just a little blood. Catalina hitting that outside leg drop from the slingshot. And aren't you glad that you're watching this instead of doing whatever productive thing you chose to blow off? And we got the whip into the ropes. Felicia has really gone through the middle, and I am amazed that she is still in the game. And I am incredibly amazed that she seems to be getting the upper hand. Catalina is going to be wanting to make that hot tag ASAP, as she takes a falling knee to the head and an elbow drop. This is what happens when you send your homegirl to prison, so let that be a lesson to all of you. Oh my god, we're going to see an avalanche. Boom! Avalanche Spanish Fly. You know the drill, folks. Let's see that again. If a regular Spanish Fly is banned, then an avalanche Spanish Fly is super ultra mega banned. But once again, our wrestlers, all big boys and girls. And we got another step over standing moonsault. Looking to shove Tabitha off the apron, but Tabitha had her number. Can she get the pin? Breaker, breaker, we haven't even got a 1 count. And do my eyes deceive me, or are we seeing a lot of blood on the mat again? And that is just the way this Linwood crowd likes it. Felicia off the springboard with a corkscrew arm drag. We got the hot tag to Tabitha, and how much more can any of these 3 luchadoras take? Felicia firing off with some stiff shots. We got the backflip into a DDT. And another walkover moonsault. Tabitha gets the knees up just in time. And folks, that's exactly what you should do if somebody tries to hit you with a moonsault. And we got the whip into the corner with the counter from Felicia. The tables are turned and Tabitha is laid up in the corner and hit with the rotating body splash. And a little enziguri for good measure. Here comes another delightful little backflip into a DDT. Going up to the top rope. And we got the lowdown. Felicia looking to bring this match to a close. And here goes another walkover moonsault. Boom! That one hit the mark. Catalina getting shunted off the apron. And can she get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Felicia takes the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. Circumstances notwithstanding, this was a truly remarkable debut from Felicia. She came here tonight looking for payback against Catalina and Tabitha, and she absolutely got it the hard way. I've got a feeling that if she decides to stick around, she is going to become a real crowd favorite with this Linwood crowd. And I gotta say, I was suitably impressed by what I saw tonight. Whatever her next move is, I can't wait to see it. Congratulations to Felicia on a phenomenal debut tonight. She had a lot to prove and she more than proved it. And as I said before, I am absolutely appalled by Catalina and Tabitha's behavior. I am going to throw out all my Las Gatas merchandise, except for those giant posters. I'm a lonely man and I need those. Time for the main event, folks, and this one is set to be an absolute ripper. The Queen of the Rotor, Fernanda Cavalera, has done nothing but impress us over these last few weeks, and she is stepping up to take her title shot. But has she got what it takes to dethrone our current champion, Lady Liberty, Maggie Dixon? We've been building to this one all week, and the atmosphere in this abandoned warehouse is absolutely electric. So without any further ado, let's go ringside right now and see who's walking away with the championship tonight. The following LWL Women's World Championship match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first the challenger. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, she is the Queen of the Rotor, Fernanda Cavalera. Alright folks, main event time and this is going down. Fernanda Cavalera has been on one hell of a streak lately. And those last couple of matches, I gotta say, without any exaggeration, I was absolutely blown away. If anybody on the roster could be a threat to Lady Liberty's championship, we're looking at her. And with what we now know about Las Gatas Callejeras, Fernanda Cavalera is officially the most wholesome wrestler on the women's roster. And my god, I hope we don't hear any horrible revelations about her. I'm pretty sure I'd know if she was involved in a kidney theft ring, but then again, I have been fooled before. And here's a hot tip, folks. If somebody you know is spending more than $20 a day on big bags of ice in winter, there is a good chance they may be involved in a kidney theft ring. Learn from my mistakes. And her opponent, and current LWL Women's World Champion. From Libertyville, Alabama in the United States, she is a one-woman rampage. She is Lady Liberty, Maggie Dixon. I've got a whole lot of conflicting emotions right now, folks. On the one hand, I am the biggest Lady Liberty fan this side of the black stump. And having her as our women's champion makes this promotion look good. But on the other hand, I really like Fernanda Cavalera, so who do I cheer for? I talk a lot about remaining impartial, but you have probably figured out by now that I am biased as hell. But this may be one of the few times I am legitimately impartial. Best thing I can do is just take this match as it comes and appreciate it for what it is. Because either way it goes, it's gonna be an absolute ripper. We are about to kick things off here in the squared circle and... oh god, how do we get referee Tom Herb? There was me thinking he'd been dismembered and eaten by cannibals. Or did I just dream that? Either way, it was a very pleasant dream. But referee Tom Herb, you better not screw this one up. I am watching you like a hawk and I will make your life a living hell. But it's late into the card and this Linwood crowd is rude and lick it up. And they are looking forward to an epic title match. The excitement in the air is absolutely palpable. And rest assured, I am palping away with the best of them. If I palp any harder, I'm going to have some conniptions. Referee Tom Herb rings the bell and we got both wrestlers rallying their supporters. Lady Liberty might not want to give up that title, but Fernanda Cavalera is an opponent she respects. It looks like we'll be starting this off in a respectful, civilized manner, with some good old-fashioned kinetic chess. This is going to be one of those rare matches full of good sportsmanship. And we've got the clinch. Both of these wrestlers have some good close quarter skills. And we got the drive into the ropes. Referee Tom Herb getting in there to separate them, but Maggie gets a sly punch. And referee Tom Herb is not happy about that. But then again, referee Tom Herb hasn't been happy about anything since I started roasting him. And I have no intention of stopping. We are seeing some graceful capoeira kicks from Fernanda Cavalera. Up she goes into a poison rana. That was impressive. And we got a little showboating. And as much as I hate to say it, if she's not careful, that showboating could cost her the match. Hot dogging for the crowd may be par for the course in the capoeira rotor, but if you turn your back on an opponent like Maggie Dixon even for a second, it is not going to end well for you. This one is already going to the cardboard. And we got a little ballet and straight into the barricade. And down goes the elbow drop. And once again, I really missed that fancy cardboard we had last week at the PLE. Fernanda firing off with some graceful kicks, and look at that beautiful axe kick. There is just something really satisfying about seeing a good axe kick, and I have never been able to put my finger on it. Maggie Dixon thumping her way to freedom. We got the whip straight into the steel stairs. That had to hurt. Ernie the cameraman needs to get it together and get his bearings, but we are seeing a face-first slam into the cardboard, and these two better hustle ringside real soon. Nobody wants this to end in a countout, and we are starting in with the mind games from Lady Liberty. That was some straight-up sneaky work. With all the savvy of a seasoned ring veteran, she is playing fast and loose with those countout rules, and we are going back in the ring. And folks, I just realized, with all that Las Gatas Callejeras merchandise I'll be throwing out later, I have freed up a lot of room for some other wrestlers' merchandise. But whose will it be? If you're a wrestler watching this right now, it could even be yours. You never know your luck. Fernanda coming in from the back, and we got a forward Russian leg sweep, which is kind of, if anything, like a backwards Russian leg sweep. Don't think about that one too hard or it'll do your head in. Lady Liberty knocking her down with a stiff punch, and can she get the pin? 1, 2, check out after the 2. And folks, some of you may be wondering, if I throw out all my Las Gatas merchandise and make a bunch of room, why do I have to immediately fill it with merch from another wrestler? Because I just do, that's why. Fernanda going for the running kick and knocking her down. She is going topside. Lady Liberty looking to get a counter in. Fernanda goes straight into the powerbomb position, and she goes down. When you're facing an opponent like Maggie Dixon, it's best to remember this is somebody who not only beat but injured or crippled all the boys on her high school wrestling team. We got the drag into the middle of the ring, we got the run up, and boom goes the falling headbutt from Lady Liberty. Is that gonna do for the pin? 1. Kick out after the 1, but let's see that again. We all know the story of how Maggie fell off the jungle gym at age 7 and had a steel plate put in her forehead, and she has done an amazing job of weaponizing it. It should also be noted that Maggie was eventually banned from amateur wrestling. She'd already beaten all the girls, and all the boys were too afraid to face her. And we are seeing a spirited comeback from Fernanda Cavalera. Is this going to be enough for the Queen of the Rota to turn the tide? We got the clinch, and Lady Liberty is going by the scruff of the neck straight into the turnbuckle. We got the rebound into the old tried and true, trusty old scoop slam. Fernanda is going topside. Good gravy, that was the Espiral. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, kick out just on the 2, but let's see that again. Fernanda is not just a precise striker, but an extremely capable high flyer, as we saw here with this Espiral, which I believe is Portuguese for spiral, but don't quote me on that. And as somebody who can't tell one accent from another, if I hear somebody speaking Portuguese, does it make me racist to assume they're Brazilian as opposed to Portuguese? As far as I'm concerned, I'm just playing the numbers game. And speaking of the numbers game, if I take the lotto jackpot this Saturday, I am buying you all a pizza. That's right, 1 pizza collectively for you all to share. Is that going to be enough for the pin? 1, 2, kick out after the 2. And folks, I have just whipped out my calculator. If we take the surface area of the average pizza, divide it by the number of people subscribing to this channel, congratulations! You each get 2.36 square centimeters of pizza. But because I'm not an absolute monster, I will be ordering a side of Cajun wedges as well. That's right, 1 side of Cajun wedges, to be divided equally by all the people subscribing to this channel. Fernanda Cavalera starting to look a little staggered, and we got the drag to the ropes. And folks, we are gonna see it. Up she goes, and boom, that was the Liberty Bell DDT. It's always a crowd pleaser, so roll it back, Ernie. So long story short, folks, if you want your 2.36 square centimeters of pizza and you're not subscribed, then take those big old hairy meat spiders at the end of your arms and just go ahead and mash that subscribe button. 1, 2, kick out after the 2. With that said, the more of you that subscribe, the less square centimeters of pizza you'll be getting. so you might want to factor that into the equation too. Maggie Dixon hitting that snapmare and going to work with the surfboard stretch. Cowabunga, dudes. Did I say that right? Queen of the Rotor powering up, and she is back on her feet with a snapmare of her own, and we got a delightful little flip. Clothesline taking her down. Fernanda looking to get in an aerial assault. Down she goes with the falling axe handle, and we got a little spinneroonie. Once again, Fernanda, you want to be careful how and when you decide to hot dog for the crowd. Lady Liberty into the corner, and we got some more graceful capoeira kicks. Unfortunately, this is not a capoeira rotor, and we don't have a circle of musicians standing around playing instruments. Down she goes. I'm sorry, folks, that's the best I could do for capoeira music with my soundboard. Lady Liberty weaponizing that steel plate in her head with a vicious jumping headbutt. And it looks like the Queen of the Rotor is firing up. Folks, I think we just saw the laws of physics getting violated a few seconds ago. But once again, don't question the magic of pro wrestling. And look at how athletic that was. Hurricane Rana. Yeah, I don't know, that's really not working for me. Fernanda going for something off the springboard, and she woefully misjudges that leg drop. If we'd had a real musician with a real berimbau outside the ring, who knows, maybe she would have hit it. But that kick gets slipped and countered with another vicious headbutt. We are seeing the full lethality of the steel plate in Maggie Dixon's head. And boom, we got the rampaging headbutt. What? Two. Oh my god, that was a small miracle, but let's see that again. And folks, I really gotta tip my hat to any wrestler that can take two of those stiff headbutts and get up. We are seeing a lot of grit and determination from the Queen of the Rotor. And I've gotta say, what we are seeing here tonight is a testament to the cardio of both these wrestlers. I hate to say it, but fellas, with regard to the cardio, the ladies have absolutely got you beat. Fernanda getting draped across the ropes and beat like an anvil. Maybe if some of you guys in the men's division would lay off the pies and sausage rolls, you might one day be able to have epic matches like this one. Just throwing it out there. Fernanda on the ropes. Lady Liberty looking for the suplex, but Fernanda is firing back. And now I've got that capoeira music stuck in my head. Oh god, that one's a really earworm. It's gonna take a lot to scrub that out. Fernanda missing the kick off the springboard. And folks, have you ever had capoeira music stuck in your head? It might feel like it, but I'm sure I'm not the first person in human history. Why don't you let me know in the comments? This one is going back to the cardboard, and we are starting to see a lot of wear and tear on the Queen of the Rotor. The people by the barricade are loving seeing this up close and personal, but the people on the other side of the ring can't see a thing. Sucks to be them, I guess, but we got the whip into the steel stairs. The people on the other side of the ring are just gonna have to rely on my vivid descriptions. But they may be in luck, because it looks like we are going there now. And what the hell is that guy in the front row doing? He is just throwing his hands in the air, and from the way he is waving them, I would wager that he just doesn't care. Lady Liberty posting up for an aerial attack. But Fernanda Cavalera is not having any of that. I am truly amazed that the Queen of the Rotor even knows which way is up with the beating she has taken. And it's about to get worse. But oh, look at that, we got the counter. And here it comes, folks. Boom, that was the Rotor kick. This crowd is going absolutely nuts, and can she get the pin? One, and there's the kick out, but let's see that again. I'll admit, there have been a few times I thought it was curtains for the Queen of the Rotor, but she keeps managing to come back. And what a stunning display of capoeira that was. I gotta admit, I'm amazed we haven't seen any blood yet. But in the words of Jesse Ventura, these two ain't got time to bleed. And we are not seeing an avalanche either. We got a little back and forth going on, counters within counters, and some sweet capoeira kicks. This is exactly what the crowd came to see. And we are getting a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. It's a hell of a thing to see a slobber knocker this late into the match. But once again, it's a testament to the cardio of both of these wrestlers. Lady Liberty is not in a hurry to drop that belt. But on the other hand, Fernanda Cavalera is not in a hurry to roll over and give up. Whichever way this goes, we are going to be seeing injuries all round. Good gravy, I felt that one from here. That's got to be a concussion right there. And we have first blood at this late stage of the match. Can she get the pin? What? My God, how do you kick out of that? This is some good gravy, look at that. What? We got a rope break and a small miracle. This is some real never say die courage we are seeing on display. Even if Fernanda doesn't take the title tonight, she has absolutely earned the respect of her opponent, this Linwood crowd, and yours truly. I know I've said this before, folks, but this is some real Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko stuff we are seeing on display. This has got to be the hardest anybody's made Lady Liberty work in a long time. We've got the counter and the whip into the rope. And once again, we will not be seeing an avalanche, much to my dismay. To paraphrase Greg Allman, Fernanda Cavalera is straight up getting tied to the whipping post. And face planted straight into it. If our staff veterinarian Francesca weren't so bloodthirsty, she would have thrown in the towel a long time ago, but here we are. We got the run-up from Lady Liberty and a dropkick square in the corner. Can she get the pin? What? And we got another rope break. My God. The Queen of the Rotor is just not staying down. She is fighting tooth and nail to stay in this thing, and I have never seen anything quite like it. Fernanda running in with the flying kick and laying her out. We have heard this crowd chanting "Fight Forever" many a time, and they may finally be getting their wish. Up and over the ropes goes Lady Liberty. We got the hot shot stunner sending her down to the cardboard. Fernanda looking to go topside. And boom, there goes the Espiral from the top rope onto the cardboard. And a little hot dogging. And Fernanda, what did I tell you earlier on about hot dogging for the crowd? Lady Liberty from the blind side with a rampaging headbutt, and we got another whip into the steel stairs. One way or another, this one's gonna have to finish up in the ring. Lady Liberty grabbing her opponent by the scruff of the neck and looking to bring this one home. And it looks like we are going back in the ring. Can she get the pin this time? 1, 2, 3. Maggie Dixon takes the win and retains the championship. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. Folks, I just gotta say it. This match was everything a title match should be. We saw everything in the kitchen sink. We saw a whole lot of drama. And even if she didn't end up taking the win, the Queen of the Rotor won us all over with her never say die attitude. This is the hardest I've ever seen anybody push Maggie Dixon, and I guarantee she has absolutely won the champ's respect. Congratulations to Lady Liberty Maggie Dixon on this, her second title defense. If you can keep your title in the face of that kind of opposition that we saw tonight, then you absolutely deserve to be champion. This match may not have gone the way Fernanda Cavalera wanted it to, but I guarantee we are going to be seeing big things from her in future. That was one hell of a match and one hell of a way to cap off the evening. Well, folks, I'm sorry to say it, but that is all the time we have for this week. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you wonderful people for tuning in. And if you're in the Christchurch, Canterbury area, be sure to get your tickets for UCW's Overload on the 1st of August, because it looks killer. And if you see me milling about there, don't be a stranger. I have no official affiliation with UCW, but I have immensely enjoyed every show of theirs I have seen, and I am all about supporting the indies. So with that said, thank you once again for tuning in. This is once again your good buddy John the Commentator signing off and signing out. See you next week, folks.